doesn't get better.
Whoa! Ah. Oh, it's like, oh no! Oh no! Oh shoot!
A nice meaty walleye. Bugs were just nuts on that portage.
That's spooky.
Oh yeah. Oh man, and it's done. First day of a longer trip is always kind of surreal. You've been looking forward to it for so long. The day finally arrives, you got out of work and nothing happened. You know, you're able to leave, there were no family emergencies, and you're just here, in the here and now. There are a few escapes in life like this. Well, here we go. Starting out a 9-day solo trip. This is the farthest north I've ever camped. And Erin is tied up this week. She couldn't come with me. And I miss her already. I was so used to solo life, and now I really miss her when she's not here. But with the time, I'm gonna make a serious fishing trip out of this, looking for some good walleye and pike. This loop, the Marshall Lake Loop, starts out with a straightforward 1.2 kilometer portage. I'm halfway through with the second load. Real excited to start this thing. Well, it's an absolute peach of a day to start this trip. There's hardly a breeze, hardly a cloud. An eagle just flew over right overhead here, right as I arrived. Beautiful lake, loon calling, grasses everywhere. I think this is going to be a real special trip. Bugs are making themselves known here. Man, there's an enormous bird up there. I think it's a pelican. Believe it or not, there are pelicans in the north. They migrate here. Try and get closer here. The big bird spooked, unfortunately, but it was massive. First fish on. What do we got? Huh. Pike. He's got a bit of girth to him. Not too long. Bad. Oops. The water here on Marshall Lake is kind of stained. So started out with a nice bright pattern with some contrast, a deep husky jerk, jointed. Number 2, pretty decent walleye. That's hilarious. Huh. He escaped through the hole. Oh well. Didn't even realize there was a hole. Again, I'm sticking with more or less perch patterns. Saw some perch in the shallows as I arrived. The Fire Tiger has the horizontal bars. It's more or less a perch pattern, and this is overtly a perch pattern. What do we have here? Obviously I wouldn't handle the lure or fish like that if I wasn't using only one treble with pinched barbs. Actually, it's not a treble, it's clipped down to a tandem. It was otherwise a dangerous hold, but I guess I know what I'm doing. Hope so. Yep, I think it's a pelican. Looking at the screen here anyway. Hard to film this in the canoe. Yep, That's awesome. It's the first pelican I've ever seen in the north. Right on. Oh yeah. Whew. It's getting hot. Wow, they are just huge. Remind me of that bird from Jurassic Park when they're flying off in the chopper. The gulls on that little island are acting pretty defensively, and I see why now. Got some little ones. Fish on. Yep, little walleye. Another one through the hole. Both of my alleged walleye have squeezed out through the hole in the net. I'm going to close that up very shortly. Another pike. There we go. Spent way too long on Marshall Lake. It's a huge lake and I couldn't help but dilly-dally all around it. But now I'm in my first river, first of 3 on this trip, Grip River, aiming to spend the night on Grip Lake. Well, I'm at the second port. It's at an old trapper's cabin, which has been totally wrecked. Would have been pretty cool at one point. And I think I spotted some raspberries. Lovely. This route was cleared 2 years ago by Rob Haslam and the Greenstone High School Outers Club. So it's in pretty good shape, just basic maintenance and pruning. Stuff starts to encroach pretty quickly, but it's in pretty good shape. I just got this Silky F180 folding saw, which is awesome for trail maintenance like this because it slips in your pocket. It's super lightweight and easy to handle. I had the Baco saw, but lost it on the Steel River Loop, so replaced it with this, and it's cutting like butter right now. It's awesome, just like nothing. So when I'm soloing, my first load is my main pack with my paddle and backup paddle, my tackle box or tackle backpack, and my fishing net here. Second load is the canoe with the food barrel, and attached to the canoe are the mounts for the camera, for the fishing rod, and then also my fishing rod itself, which is attached using these bungee balls. Yep. Right. Felt him nip it a couple of times and he hit it boat side. Got this little outlet here. Beautiful marsh. There we go. Next cast. Another pike. Just lost a walleye. A small, very small one, but I've still yet to capture a walleye on film, I think. Oh. First cast. Pike. Second cast. Hey, a walleye on film. You see it? Chunky little walleye. Would be a nice eater, but I gotta get going. So I got 2 short ports coming up before Grip Lake, and this one's real bad. I don't know how they could have used this last year and cleared it. So this is gonna be a fair amount of work. It's not too long, but it's just really overgrown. And it doesn't get better. Whoa! Ah, jeez. Oh man, it's dangerous. That's exactly the problem with this little stuff. Sure, you can just stamp your way through it. Oh, jeez. But you can't see the pits and the snags and the ankle busters that are lying underneath. So you end up with twisted ankle. Well, it's getting on 8 o'clock and the bugs are just loving it. So I'm eager to get to camp. After this port, I'll be on Grip Lake. I gotta get going, but can't resist a couple of casts here at the outlet. Yep, fish on. Bugs biting. Light fading. Can't resist. Oh, nice little walleye. Beautiful. Whoa. Well, I'm gonna have to be satisfied with that. Gotta keep moving. I got some nasty like boogers on my clothing from that last port. It's like nature sneezed on me. If anyone knows a plant that does that, that has this goopy snot, I'd be interested to know what it is. I missed a turn and hit a dead end. Wasted a bit of time. Took out the wrong spot on the last port, wasted a bit of time. Mistakes you make when you rush. And some little ducklings that I passed are just screaming in terror that I'm coming back for them. Poor things. Beautiful channel in here, leading to Grip Lake. Wild rice, anyone? Tons of it. Fish to send off the day. What do we got? Not much fight. Oh no! Oh! Oh no! That was a decent fish. I could feel some weight, but I don't know. You never know. But I got a quick look at it there. That was a pretty decent fish. Oh well. Oh, okay. It's after 9:30. About 5 hours later than I thought I would get here, due to underestimation of the time and just dilly-dallying on Marshall Lake. But we made it. Oh. Oh. All right. The hammock is up. Water is filtered, and I'm gonna chug some. I'm so thirsty. I'm so thirsty. I'm not even hungry yet. But once I get hungry, I'm gonna smash some boursin. Whew, ended up being a long day. All right, I gotta get inside the hammock because the bugs are just nutty. So, holy cow. Just gonna slug down some scotch. And then get everything away and get the heck in there. Holy. Whew. Gotta get my wet socks and pants off. Oh, this is madness. Okay, I'm walking up. Oh, there are a bunch in here. Of course. Holy. Oh, oh man, tons in here. Oh no. Okay. Oh, that was a pretty long night. Mosquitoes were like a dog on a bone. They were buzzing all night. Usually they settle down eventually, but not last night. And just wasn't sleeping too well. I'm using Aaron's hammock to try the Hennessy, but it's only made for people up to 6 feet. I'm a few inches taller than that, so it was a little tight, a little cramped. I was always a bit bent, so that's gonna be not the best for 8 more nights, 7 more nights. Oh, anyway, just gonna hammer down some breakfast and get out of here. Can't believe this is such a bug hole though. Like, it's all sloping. It should drain pretty well and it's pretty open. I don't know why there's so many mosquitoes here. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Oh. Oh. What a bug hole. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I do not use bug spray at all, except for like a all natural one, but almost never. I just think it's toxic. Don't want it. That's thunder. Shoot. There were originally thunderstorms forecasted for today, but that went out of the forecast, but I never fully trust that. Once there's a thunderstorm icon in that long-term forecast, I always assume there's gonna be some chance. So, see how far I get. Oh. As usual, it was a walleye. Lost it at the boat. Small. Well, I skipped over a port back there. It starts in a nasty thicket of alder. I'm just gonna try and wade this thing. It looks a little rough, but better than the port. I think I could shoot this actually. I'm gonna give this a whirl. All right, this is gonna be the most narrow run I've ever done. Barely the width of the canoe. See how this goes. Oh, there goes the paddle. It's coming with. Heads up. Whoa! Oh my. Oh no, no, no. My rod is in there. Oh no. Jeez, what a mess. Everything got tangled there. Rod is okay, good old ugly stick. That was ugly. Beats the port though. I had this hanging off the front of the canoe with the lure hanging out there. Completely forgot, got carried away. Oh boy. Sorry, buddy. Ugly stick elite. That's wicked. It was doubled over. Good job, buddy. Oh, that was so stupid. Rookie mistake. Didn't secure all my cargo, but it was still a lot of fun. And I skipped that stupid port. Going gingerly through here. It's pretty bony. This is why I was repairing my canoe after the Seal River trip. It's because I treat it like this. Poor thing. It served me well. Ducks always do this. The mother tries to lead me downstream while the chicks run off. If you all just run off, I'll go away. I'm trying to find a channel here in the grasses. It really clogs up in some sections. On to Summit Lake now, which is huge. But very shallow. It's mostly just a marsh. Tons of wild rice still. Since I got a dehydrator this winter, I've been getting really into dehydrated fruit as snacks on trips. Pineapple is my favorite. Watermelon is good too. It's a lot like a fruit roll-up, but all natural. Whoa! We've got lots of great dehydrated stuff for this trip. Today for lunch I'm doing burritos, ground beef, pinto beans. It's gonna be real hearty. That's a lot of food I'm putting in. Bell peppers, just a little bit, onion, mushroom, and grape tomatoes. Just want to get that rehydrating right away before I even make the fire. And then of course I've got tortillas, cheese, and taco mix. I've also got dehydrated chili and a couple new ones I'm trying. Hawaiian shrimp and... oh, what's the other one? Oh, and chickpea curry. Should be awesome. Eating well. Happy to get out of the sun here, eat in the shade. Especially being beside the fire, I'm really starting to get too hot. I don't bring gas cans. It's just less bulk, less weight, and a lot better for the environment. But man, it's hot on a hot day. Really good. I've taken to having my biggest meal of the day for lunch instead of dinner. It's just nice to keep yourself fueled throughout the day. Well, I'm at the end of Summit Lake on the second river of the trip now, the Powhatan River. Planning on spending the night here, probably 10 kilometers or so downstream. Whoa! And this watercourse flows to the Arctic Ocean in the Arctic watershed here. Gonna have to wade this, I think. Maybe not. Tight, but getting through. Sweet. Somehow there was a path through that. Just barely enough. Oh! Small one, got off. Alright. again. I'm trying to see where I'm going. There's no clear channel. It's real shallow here. Grassy as heck everywhere. You can't step out and wade because it's just, I sink right in. So much wetland here, it's just amazing. Tons of waterfowl, but plenty of songbirds, dragonflies, raptors. Just breathes life. It's so thick it's easy to feel lost in it in a beautiful way. Just skipped another short port by shooting that. That's 2 today that have been skipped, and then 2 left that I think are going to be required if I get to them. We'll see. Just had a fish go for it. Huh. Too small. In the river, which is fairly shallow, I'm trolling this jointed swim bait, hard swim bait. It's kind of fun. It's got a really great action. With all those joints, it really kicks in the water. I'm at the next port, and again hoping I can just scrape or shoot my way through these rapids. We'll see. Alright, I scouted ahead. I think this might be a little rough. It's just low. But here we go. Shoot. Oh no. Ah. I missed my turn there. Sorry, buddy. My poor canoe. Just brutal. I just fixed you. I'm so sorry. It's 3 ports. 3 ports avoided. 1 left, and I think I have to do it because there's a waterfall. Similar to not bringing bug spray, I only bring a little bit of sunscreen just for my face. The reason, even in hot weather, I always have a long sleeve, long pants, and a big hat is to keep the sun off me without having to put sunscreen on. A, it's more chemicals on your body. B, I hate going to sleep with it. Same with bug spray. Just all that caked onto you. It's not nice. There's some thunder off in the distance and some huge thunderheads rolling in. Luckily, I'm almost at where I'm going to set up camp. Might be in for a storm here. The wind's picking up, heavy drops are falling. I'm still in the sun, but it's got that feeling. Very nice port here. Waterfall ports are almost always good because everyone has to use them. Nobody runs the falls. And there's a nice campsite here. Ooh, snazzy. Might camp in here. Found a nice spot here in the woods to set up the hammock, a little away from the falls so it's not deafening. I really don't like hanging in the hammock without being able to hear if there's a bear huffing around my hammock. And I've got the scotch handy, Yesterday I barely got to enjoy any. It's just about 7 o'clock now, so I'm gonna work on that tonight. It's too heavy. I accidentally latched onto a dead tree. That didn't go as planned. My dry shoes, right as I get into them. There's so many fish here, it's ridiculous. Got the fire going up there. There are big bangs of thunder in the distance. I can barely hear them over the falls. But the ambiance is just off the charts here. That was an awesome evening, just taking in the beauty of nature. And now it started to rain, so that's my cue to hit the hay. This would have been a nice one to enjoy with Yanni. So here's camp tonight. Lots left on this trip. Bugs were just nuts on that portage.